If you're looking for professional day trading education and high level trade analysis and dissection, you've come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I've been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to bring you exactly that professional, high level day trading education, all here for free on YouTube and on X. And today we are going to be going over actually two trades, a trade I wanted to take, and then the secondary trade opportunity that I did take. And we're going to talk about some tech issues and keeping cool under pressure. Let's get into it. I hope you all had a wonderful day. I know we certainly did. It was an absolute banger of a day, and I look forward to sharing it with you. So now that we are into the charts, let's rock and roll. So coming into the market open, we had some absolutely beautiful plays. We were looking at both SPY and Qs. Qs was listed as our main top focus because of the levels of resistance and the levels of support. I really like the initial short into this first level at 554.20 with adding into the 554.88 level. And you can see it top tick that. And that is a trend level that we were watching that I provided the technical analysis for at 9 a.m. So these blue levels that you see on my charts, anytime you watch, if maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you're not, but these levels are levels that I strike prior to the market open, and then we never deviate from those. Those are our trade plans, and then we wanted to execute. Now, as the market is coming up into the market open, so it starts riding up the last 7-8 minutes, whatever it was coming into the open, it opens and it's very, very close into this level. Now, because of the level of protection that is up here with the multiple resistance levels, and I've talked about this lots on my channel, when you're protected in these trades, just fucking execute that trade. The odds of it continuing to blow through these physical brick walls of resistance, as I've called it for the last almost decade running trick trades, because that's how you have to look at it, you're protected, right? So go to execute this. And I was actually a little distracted coming into the open, and I didn't notice that my level 2 up here, because I had my puts, I trade options. Don't let that freak you out. I trade options just like you would trade stock. You don't need to learn anything new. This isn't anything different than stock trading here. So I actually didn't notice once the market opened that the level 2 wasn't moving. I was focused up on the charts. And like I said, I came into the market open slightly distracted. So I didn't notice. And all I was looking at was my entry with my finger on the buy button up here on Qs, right here, sorry, on Qs. So it pops up. I go to enter. I whacked it and I'm like, it says order filled, but nothing came through on my positions manager. So I'm like, okay, well, that's strange. So I turned it off. I exited out of the DOS program because that's what I use. I use DOS to execute and fire it back up, and still nothing. So I tried to execute again just to try it out, small size position, just to see if it's going to go through. No, so nothing's going through. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. Usually it'll take a few minutes when they're having technical issues at the market open. Happens rarely, but when it does, just relax, wait for it to come online. So still nothing is coming online. I exit out of DOS yet again. I close it, open it, close it, open it, close it, open it. Nothing's going on. So actually, it was a member, Christina. She ended up saying that because I had puts on, she goes, well, there are calls, but no puts. And DOS has come out and put out a message to all of their users that they were having issues with SPY, Qs, and one other symbol where there were no or having issues with their options. So I was able to get calls though. So with my strategy, and this is why I don't know why people fuck around with other strategy and everything else. And I know that sounds super biased coming to me because obviously I run a service, but I am a day trader first and foremost. Okay. I've tried everything out there. There's nothing I haven't tried. This is the most consistent strategy out there. I beg of you to find one. You won't find it because, and the beautiful thing is, even if So let's say you miss the trade. If you are just patient and you wait 5-10 minutes max, you'll get the opposite side of that. Because for every short, there is a long waiting for you. And for every long, there is a short waiting for you. So if you miss the long, wait for the short. If you miss the short, wait for the long. And that's exactly what we did here. So on this, market opens up, pops up into that level. Some members that don't use DOS, they were able to execute this, no problem. And I even drew this out and said, even if you miss that, if it happened too quick, let it come down, pop back up, and you can re-execute to ride it down into here. That was the part of the trade plan after the market open. So members were able to add into those areas and absolutely crushed it. So like I said, I wasn't able to. So I got my calls ready and simply just waited for it. And once this candle started stretching, that was my first entry right there. As it washed down into that, I entered. It pops back up. It sucks up a little bit. It doesn't look like much, but on options, it certainly is. And I paid myself, waited for it to come down, confirm strength in here. That's where I got my ads. Once it really confirmed on this green candle, that's where I whacked it with some size and then simply just reaped the rewards all the way up. Absolutely fantastic trade. Could have easily rode this up into higher targets, but the reason, and this is a real important lesson and an important note that you guys need to start doing in your trades, because I notice a lot of people don't do it. If you have a technical issue, so this is the real important part. These trades are important, but this is the lesson. If the market opens and your broker or whatever execution platform that you're using, whatever you're using tech-wise, even charts, if you notice something is off, they are having issues on their end, they might fix that problem now, but it doesn't mean that they won't have further issues during the day. They might need to shut things down for a few minutes to load it back up to completely fix. So what you do there, what you should be doing is just get out of that position. Now, you don't need to freak out. Work the trade into a target, which I did. My target was back into this natural area, which it absolutely ticked. And then I only had 10 contracts left in this area. And I took off 5 and I was going to hold 5. And I'm like, no, I better get out because I don't want to be holding 5 contracts and then not be able to get out of them. Right. Not that it would matter. Even if it went to 0, it wouldn't have mattered. If I lost 100% of the value of that option, it wouldn't have mattered at that point because I'd already locked in thousands of dollars on this. So the biggest lesson again, and I really want to stress this, and I know sometimes I can be repetitive, but it's for a reason, guys. If you're having tech issues and you've already executed, get the fuck out. Just pull your profits and get out. I don't care how good the setup is, because if you get locked into a position, you're liable for that position. Now, some might say, well, you can contact your broker and they'll refund you. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. That's happened once where it was their fault and they actually refunded. And it's happened multiple times. Remember, I've been doing this 11 years. So this type of shit has happened where I have been locked into a position. It was completely their fault and they don't give a fuck, man. So remember that. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to sue them? You're going to sue them for a couple of grand and cost you fucking 50 grand in lawyer fees? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they know that. They know you're not going to go after them for it because there's no way. And if you leave, the next broker would do the same thing. So it just doesn't matter. So what I'm getting at is forgo all of that bullshit and just get the fuck out of that position. That is the professional way of doing things. Remember, and a lot of people forget this as well. You know, when I talk like this, I know it can kind of sound condescending, and I really do apologize if it comes off that way. I don't mean it to. It's just, again, and I hate to, but it does bear repeating. I hate to repeat myself, but it does bear repeating. I've been doing this a long time, and this is why I say these things. You know, I've just noticed through the years, a lot of traders, they treat this like gambling. They treat it like something else, like it's a hobby, or they're just trying to make money. They don't have that professional mindset. You need to treat this just like any other professional career out there. This is no different. And it is on the level, if you're doing this in a professional capacity, of being a surgeon, a doctor, a lawyer, an educator. Like, that's what this is. This is what and how we need to look at this. And if you do that and you have that right mindset, Tricktrades, my service, is absolutely for you. If you want to learn how to do this, come to tricktrades.com. And if not, you want to go it alone, all good. That's why I put out almost 1,000 free videos. And with my live videos, there's well over 1,000 videos. So enjoy them, but you do have to like and you do have to subscribe. I think that's only fair. But remember, it will take you longer. So if you feel like you've got all the time in the world to do this, to reach your goals in trading, by all means, continue on with the free. But for those of you that want to do this professionally and are ready to do this, come to tricktrades.com. Okay, guys, adios. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening.